Did you see Ferdinand? The cartoon movie Ferdinand about the Jacob. Jacob, were you home, buddy? Were you homeschooled or something, son? What's the matter? All right, we're gonna help. All right, homework requirement. You have to see Ferdinand, the new version. All right, Ferdinand the bull. Welcome back to the More Joy podcast, where life is filled with joy and my shirt never changes.
Here's the secret. We decided to come in early and film several, and we forgot extra shirts. So sorry for the rookie mistake. This is like a fourth episode, and here we are in the same clothes. But we're on a roll.
We're like butter. We're on a roll.
And I just felt like it would be so good to keep going.
Absolutely.
And just, get this amazing message out. So.
Absolutely. So good. While we have fun doing it. So
Absolutely.
We hope you're enjoying this time together with us. We sure are having a ball bringing this to you guys. Yes. Hey, we hadn't asked this in a while. Wherever you're watching in the world, would you let us know?
Yes.
Just in the comments, kind of drop what state, what country, what region of this big blueberry in space you were tuning in from.
Yeah.
And as always, we want to thank our partners for making this program possible. If you would like to join the ever-growing More Joy family, just click that floating sticky button that's on the left-hand side of the homepage at thehollimans.com. I like that, the floaty sticky button, the non-sticky sticky button. It's
non-static.
Come on now. It's so fun. She doesn't like it when I do stuff like that.
Well, I designed the website.
Well, your website is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not making fun of your design issues. Please
Are
don't
you sure?
Please don't misinterpret. My illogical brain
Sticky floaty
thinks a floating sticky button is not sticky.
Okay.
It should be called something else.
So the rings of relationship this morning.
So as we continue to unpack the rings of relationship here on the podcast.
I'm going to do a little summary again, because what are you guys talking about? So
if you're watching for the first time.
Yes, if you're watching for the first time. This is about our fourth episode on this, so please do go back and listen to the ones leading up to this. But we're talking about if we see Jesus as our pattern, he's our pattern for our life and for our relationships.
Yes.
And the quality of our relationships is really the quality of our life. And so if we're surrounded by poor relationships that we haven't known how to navigate, or they're toxic people or toxic situations and all of that, then our life is going to suffer for that. But if we know how to enter into relationship with the kind of people that we want to grow into and towards, and we know the mechanics of that, oh my goodness, now that's freeing. There's not going to be offense. There's not going to be all this other tension and, well, I don't know. Do they love me? Do they like me? Do they accept me? Do I belong? You won't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
And so we're so excited to present this tool to you.
Yes.
So that you can discern not only what rings, who is in which ring of mine, and what ring am I in for this person or that person.
Yes.
And it is just freeing, and it is so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. And it lets us know who to choose.
Right.
It lets us know who God has given us. And that to me is some of the two big factors of the rings of relationship, is it helps me know who gets my time, my attention, the best of me. Like we said in our little analogy a couple of episodes ago, one day when I die, there'll be people around my casket that aren't my family, right? I give those people my life now, right? Those are the people who get the best of me. Everyone gets my ministry. Everyone gets my love, my care, my compassion. So it's not an exclusivity thing.
No.
Right? Because everyone is being loved. Everyone in Jesus's ring was loved. Everyone was cared for. Everyone was ministered to. But as we're going to see, as they engaged, there was opportunity and access and closeness that was given based on where they were, the deeper into the rings we go.
Right.
Right. So as we look at this, because we're at the 120 rings, we talked about the multitude.
Yes.
Now we're at the 120, those 120 disciples who were in the upper room that day,
Right.
waiting for the Holy Spirit to come. And as we said in the last episode, they were at all cost people.
Yes.
But this is what happened. But if you'll notice, in that next ring in, there was experience.
Yes, an
There-
activation.
Activation.
Yeah.
There was empowerment.
Yeah.
There was, again, the Spirit that the multitude didn't get.
Right.
Now, they would ultimately get it, I believe, those that wanted it. But you begin to see this thing of, wait a minute, the deeper I get in, there is privilege.
Yeah.
There is opportunity. There is things that is not for the multitude.
They're not accessible to all.
Very
That's
good.
right.
That's a good way to say that. Yeah, that there are
Yes.
things that become as people engage, as you see people engaging with who you are, as you see people engaging with the gift that you are, right? And
Yeah.
coming, then there is privilege that's granted.
I feel like somebody listening today has felt guilty of having this thought.
Very good.
And I just pray that you'll just be free from that guilt.
Absolutely.
Because it is physically impossible
To let everybody
to
in.
let everybody in at the very core of your life and all of that. And your Lord Jesus modeled this for you.
Yes.
And so what lying belief is holding you back from being able to say, okay, this right here, if you do this, then you are able to access this part of me.
Yeah.
And that's okay to say.
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, again, here's based on this. Again, trying to give practical examples. So again, those of you who are watching, you may again be tuning for the first time. You may not fully know who we are. So Selena and I have been pastors. We've been ministers in the church for the past 25 years, and you even beyond, as growing up as a pastor's kid, missionary's kid. You've been in it since birth almost.
That's
And
a
so-
long time.
But we've been, if you will, full-time pastoring, ministering, leading God's people, traveling around the world, preaching, teaching, helping churches, all this stuff, and because that's what God has asked us to do. But like here we said earlier, we thank our partners for this show.
Yeah.
And so there's levels of access that our partners have that the rest doesn't have.
Right.
This show is like, again, we produce our program
Yeah.
for
the
the whole,
multitudes,
for the whole of our rings. So this is there for the multitude. But as people begin to engage and show partnership with us, we begin to see, oh, wow, God is giving us these people and he's giving us to these people. Then we create what's called Let's Talk.
That's right.
We have Zoom meetings that are just for our partners,
That's right.
where we share things and content. We get to know them better. We speak into their life. They speak into our life at a level that is not there. And guys, listen, and that's not wrong.
Right. Exactly.
That's actually based on this whole thing.
This model.
This model that
Yes.
Jesus had that you're going to see, that again, there was access granted as people engaged and went deeper, right? So that was the 120. And so the 120 stepped into the Spirit of God.
Yes.
They were baptized. They spoke with other tongues. They began to prophesy. They began to experience things well before everybody else experienced them. Why? Because they were all in, right? So I'm going to say this from now. We said, so who are your multitude? Because I do think God gives us, whether that's a demographic, whether that's a people group, whether that's a geographic place. Again, like we said in a couple episodes ago, that God put in Titus the Corinthians. So Titus had a heart for the city of Corinth, not just for its location geographically, but for the Corinthian people. So therefore, he spent time in Corinth because that's where the people were, that was his multitude. Titus's multitude was the people of Corinth. So I say that you may have a city, a state, a country, an ethnicity, a gender, who knows? I mean, you may have a multitude, youth, a demographic. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You may have a demographic that God puts in your heart. That's your multitude. But then the next step in, there's going to be people then that come all in, and you can start to build now a team.
Right.
You can start to build now a tighter community of people, and probably those 120 will also then share the same spirit you have for the multitude. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you're going to see people. That's how you begin to know, is you're going to see people like, again, if you have a heart for, if you have a heart for marriage and family, it's not odd, nor is it competition.
Right.
When you begin to bump into more people who have a heart for marriage and family, and y'all share a spirit and you get all in with each other, right? I mean, I think, again, I'll put a free plug at Uncle Pete, who taught us so much, Peter Burrell. We can, in the description on this one, we'll make some notes if you'll put the links to Pete's book in the description. He taught us so much that we share all around the world. And now I'm so glad, after many decades of everyone asking him, he's writing books about what he's taught for 30, 40 years. Right? So that's not competition. That's same spirit.
Absolutely.
Right? That's part of the 120 that we have. Right? So I hope that helps you to see, you can begin to identify these people and begin to then leverage who you are as unique individuals together. You can begin to link up and share. Why? Because you're of the same spirit. Just like the 120 that day were of the same spirit. They had the same heart. They had the same mindset for each other. That's why they were all in. Right? Did I say that okay?
Yep.
And stuff. So, but the next 10, let's get into the next ring for some time, is the 70.
Right.
So the 120 and the 70 I have found are the least known of the rings. Everybody was familiar with the multitudes. Everybody, as we're going to talk about, everybody is very familiar with the 12 and the 3 and the 1. And so when I share this with people, most people look at me like, well, who's the 120? And then we say the upper room people. Oh, okay. Never thought about that before. And then I say, well, the next ring in is the 70. And people are like, the 70 who?
Yes.
And so if I'm remembering right, I think it's in Mark and Luke's gospel, it talks about how Jesus had 70 disciples like the 12.
That's right.
So that's the key differentiator. They were 70 men, most likely. Might have been some women in there, but I'm just going to suppose, because it was a very male-driven culture back in the day, they were probably mostly men, right? But there were 70 disciples just like the 12, meaning that Jesus sent the 70 out in twos. Right? 2 at a time into all the regions. Right? And it really is only, I think, 1 or 2 mentions in the gospel of these 70. It's a very passing kind of a thing. But there were 70, just like the 12. So guys, listen, what does that mean? There was a deeper level of commitment from these 70 people.
Well, they were having to really actually apply whatever the Lord was teaching.
Exactly.
And they were taking the
Very
risks
good.
of going out and casting out demons for the first time. Something that they had not even really studied before.
Absolutely.
And now all of a sudden, their teacher is telling them, you have authority over these demons, so go out in twos and go and preach the gospel and, set those people free over there, right? And so they're having to actually, boots on the ground, implement the things that they're hearing.
Absolutely.
And that takes risk and boldness and all of that.
So when we talk about the 70, again, so what does that deeper commitment look like? What's because you're going to see our deeper engagement. So to tell a bit of a Bible story, this is found in John, the 1st chapter, and it's the calling of the disciples in John. It's, if I'm remembering right from names, it's Andrew and another. I can't remember the name. It wasn't Peter, but it was Andrew. Well, Nathaniel was coming later, so they all went together to call Nathaniel. But it was basically was Andrew and another guy that I can't remember his name, but they were disciples of John the Baptist.
Right.
Right. So these two men were already committed
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yes.
So listen, as you get people deeper in, what you're going to find is these people are already active,
Yes.
right? These people are already doing some stuff. They're already engaged. They're already involved. They're already moving. So these two disciples were already active in John the Baptist ministry. They were present that day when John has the zenith of his ministry, and he looks, and there comes Jesus, and he says, "Behold the Lamb of God that takes away the sin of the world."
That's right.
And now here's the thing. And these two men hear John's declaration
Yep.
and basically say, "Thanks, John.
There you
Appreciate the time in your ministry. We're going to go follow Jesus." And they begin to follow Jesus on their own. Jesus didn't ask them to follow. This is not one of the cases where he says, "Follow me."
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Right? This is not. This is two people who literally,
Had been in the flow of looking for the Messiah
and
in a very committed way.
yes, and then they hear a declaration. They see Jesus again. They don't know any. They don't
here.
know who he is, but beyond what John just said, again, they don't have. There's no application to fill out.
Nope.
There's no description of job. You know, what are we going to do when we go? There's no website to go check out who else is on the team. It's
Right.
literally, the dude
if
we've been
he's the one-
following says that's the other dude we're supposed to follow. We're going
Done
for
deal.
it.
Yeah.
And they go after Jesus, and Jesus apparently for some distance lets them just follow. And then again, in my imagination, they're just kind of walking behind Jesus like they're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And Jesus finally turns and says, I love it in the New King James, it says, "What are you seeking?" Basically, what you doing?
Here.
Why y'all following me? What's going on here?
Yes.
And then they say, "Lord, where do you live?"
Right.
Now we're going to come back to that in the next ring.
Yes.
But I want to stop here and unpack this. They wanted it.
Yeah.
So guys, listen, I want somebody to know it's okay to want to go deeper with people.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
okay to want to go deeper into a ministry.
Yes.
It is okay to want to go deeper into your church. It is not self-serving.
No, you're already in that flow.
You're in the flow.
Of course you would.
So what do we do? Well, man, you just start showing up. I mean, you should show up enough. Like, again, this is to me what happened. This is what distinguished the 70. Because I don't think it was just these two dudes. I think it was the 70 broke away and they just started showing up at another level.
Yes.
Right? Like, again, I'll tell a story in my own life, right? So those who may know some of my testimony, so at 6, I was saved, but I call it, I just had fire insurance. They told me about hell. I didn't want to go, so I got fire insurance. And then as I grew and matured, I didn't really become a follower until I was 19. Right? That's when I say he became Lord. Right? So when Jesus became Lord at 19, I say it like this, that's when all the bells and whistles turned on. Because remember, he's not Savior until he's Lord. Those two things go together. Right? You don't, again, we said last time, or one of the last episodes, provision follows commitment.
Right.
So when I finally got genuinely committed to Jesus, all the bells and whistles of my calling, of my desires,
Yes.
all of that began to turn on. And I knew, all I knew is I'm supposed to be a pastor. I'm supposed to be, or in ministry. I didn't even know if to call it a pastor.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to. So I just literally started showing up at my local church whenever I wasn't doing any. I was single, obviously 19. I was single at the time. And so I would go to college. I did my little delivery job that I had. And as soon as I was free, I would just be over at the church. And it's funny enough, Pastor Mark Carell was there, so I've had a lot of Pastor Marks in my life. And I just show up and I go, or Pastor Armand Egnew, who was the associate/youth pastor. I'd go, hey, Pastor Armand. Hey, Pastor Mark. Hi. And I'd just be there. And they'd look at me, well, hey, Brad, how you? I'm good. And they finally started noticing, well, this kid just shows up all the time. We should give him something to do.
Give him something to do. Yeah.
So they would give me something to do. And it's literally that led me to, I was going to go into master's commission, but that wasn't where God wanted me to do. So the Spirit forbade me. That's a whole nother talk for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
And then that led me to Rhema.
Yeah.
Which led me to meet you,
Yes.
which led us to Mexico, which
Yeah.
led us to Canada, which led us back to here.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say, what distinguishes the 70 is they just started showing up.
Yeah.
They weren't invited,
Yeah.
right? They were just there. They heard something. They experienced something. They knew something. And they just started showing up, and they were just happy to be there.
That's right.
They were just happy to be present, right? They were happy to be involved. Guys, listen, that is a huge piece of knowing who is God giving, who keeps showing up in your life. They're
Yes.
they're like that cute little puppy
Yeah.
or that kitty cat. I remember
Yeah.
when we moved to Alabama, we had 2 little kitty
It
cats
just kept showing
that
up.
found our little house, and they
Yeah.
just kept showing up. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it helped that my daughters were cute and probably
Loved on them.
loved
kitty
on
cats.
them and took them food. But it's that kind of thing. The 70 just showed up. But that was their engagement. But then, as you said, but then Jesus, his response is he gave the 70 a place in his ministry, a significant place. Like you said, he anointed the 70, those verses say, like he anointed the 12.
Right.
Right? Because if you remember what he said to the 12, go out, cast out devils, heal the sick, raise the dead, freely you have received, freely give. He anointed, he gave them opportunity. When you see your 70, when you start to see those 70 show up again in your just normal friend life, give them a place. Let them be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right, invite them in to stuff. If they're in your job, career, workplace, again, if you're an entrepreneur, businessman, man, give them a job, give them a broom, get them pushing something, get them on the payroll, right? Empower them, right? Again, like for us in our context, if they're people in our church, and they're like young 19-year-old Brad, and they just are standing there, man, empower. Why? Because there's a heart thing
deeper
happening.
Connection that the Lord has sown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's giving hearts to each other. Right? He's giving us each a heart for each other. So begin to empower them.
Yeah.
Begin to equip them. Begin to send them out. Hey, listen, I'm going to say this to pastors, especially pastors who begin to have a growing influence. It would be, man, a huge desire of mine if this could kind of sweep the church world.
Yeah.
Jesus didn't preach all the meetings.
No, he did not.
Right? Jesus didn't preach every time there was an opportunity. He sent people. Paul
Yeah.
didn't preach
Yeah.
every time there was an opportunity. Paul sent Timothy. Paul sent Titus. Paul sent Epaphroditus. Paul sent Demas at one time. Paul sent people in his stead. Guys, I think the church world would benefit.
We're too bottlenecked.
Well, we're too, like you said in the last episode, we're too celebrity centered. Even the fact, again, I don't know why it comes to the end of the show, and the spirit of rant wants to come on me. But here in the South, we even have phrases like, well, that's Brad. He's my preacher.
Yeah.
No, I am not anybody's preacher.
Yeah.
I'm Jesus's preacher,
Yes.
but I'm not your preacher.
Yeah.
I'd like to be your pastor if you'd let me to be. But the reason why I don't like that phrase is it has this celebrity connotation of, oh, I really like it when Pastor Brad preaches more than I like it when pastor associate preaches or pastor youth preaches or pastor whoever or the guest guy or the who. God, no, listen, we really are coming into a day when that can't be. You may have somebody you really like,
Yeah.
and I get it. You get them, you understand them, you like them, but we need to empower more people. So I'm going to say to my pastor friends, my minister friends out there, if you have been blessed with a ministry that keeps getting multiple opportunities, grab some of your 70.
Yeah.
And send them in your place, right? Connect them with your opportunities and say, hey, listen, I got to be over here, but I'm going to send Brad to you. I'm going to send Selena to you. And they're going to do that as a representative of ABC Ministry International, right? And they're going to do, why? Because that's the biblical model, right? I think, again, we got to get back to this, what Jesus modeled for us, because Jesus said, I can't do it. I mean, and that's Jesus, y'all.
Yes.
Jesus going, I can't do it all.
Yeah.
I can't do all in I got to send out some 70.
And here's the thing. And you're supposed to, like he did, be training people constantly, mentoring people constantly to take this even further, to take this wider, to take this to spread. And so if we're nearsighted and we just need to do our part. Yes, we need to do our part, but in that is this reproduction piece, this discipleship piece.
Yes.
That we're not just here to be disciples, we're here to be disciple makers.
And imagine, and we'll end on this thought and we'll land because we're bumping our time again, but imagine the kingdom impact, right? Because if you had 70 people that had your heart, like it said again, that have the same heart for your multitude that you have.
Yep.
Now, when there's an opportunity, you got 71 of you.
Yes.
Going out.
Can you imagine how much you can get done?
Can you imagine what you can do?
Praise God.
Anyway, so that's the Ring 70. We'll pick up here next time. Remember, check it out, All Things Online. We do have our marriage course that we're offering in connection with the Rings of Relationship, because marriage is the highest and greatest relationship we have. So you can check that out on the webpage. Until next time, remember, life is to be enjoyed and not endured. And we love y'all very much.